Well, here we are. We're going to do another luggage review. We've already done the American Tourister. Now this is a new channel for me. You'd normally see me doing outdoor stuff on my Clarky's Adventures channel, but I decided just to set up another channel just to review any new products I buy. So the latest thing is another piece of luggage for myself this time, and it's the Eastpak Transit R 2 wheels, 67 centimetres. Now I ordered it about 9 days ago. I bought it from John Lewis, who guaranteed delivery within 10. So it came yesterday, so that's 8 days. And without looking on the brochure, I can't remember exactly what I've ordered. But the one thing I have done different from my wife, who went for the hard shell Tourister, I've gone for a soft shell, and just for the 2 wheels. I've got a sneaky feeling that it'll stand up better to baggage handlers. So let's get to it. We'll get it open and we'll see what's in the pack. Now, unlike the last one, this hasn't come in a hard cardboard bag. It's arrived in a plastic bag. But again, I'm looking for any damage, any punctures. There is 1 or 2 holes here, so I'll be inspecting the product very closely to make sure that nothing's pierced this and pierced whatever's inside. I'm going to try and take it out in such a way that I can use the packaging afterwards. I wasn't sure whether to use the knife or the scissors. I think I'll just try a little bit of a opening with the knife here and see what we've got inside. This is the problem. A lot of places say return in original packaging, so hopefully we won't be going to return it, but you never know. Right, out she comes. Let's put the knife down before I stab myself with it. Oh, it has come with some bubble wrap, which is obviously going to offer some protection. That no doubt is the delivery note. Throw that on there. A bit of sticky tape on there, so yeah, scissors will come in useful for this. There we go. Okay, as I said, this is the 67 centimetre, which is medium. I used to always use large suitcases, but I tend to find that the bigger the bag, the more you put in it, and you get on holiday and you only use half of it. So if I'm forced to use a smaller bag, then I'll only take half the stuff with me. Right. Again, I'm trying to keep the packaging intact, so I'm going to open that up and slide it out. If I was still a kid opening Christmas presents, this would have all been ripped up and torn to shreds by now, desperate to get in. Okay, so let's have a look. Ah yes, it's often difficult to tell what the colour is going to look like when you see the pictures in the catalogue, but I went for the, I can't remember what it's called now, it's a navy blue anyway. So initially, a quick look around, everything looks fine. So seeing as we've got the back pointing that way, the reason I've gone for this pack as opposed to a 4-wheel one is, without spending a lot of money, I'm very concerned about the fact that 4 protruding wheels can very easily get damaged. I'm working on the assumption that these recessed wheels will offer a lot more protection. Now this Eastpak company, they're originally an American company from Boston, but they've spread out over the years and they're now centred in Europe. They've got headquarters in Switzerland and Belgium, although interestingly enough they sell the majority of their, well not the majority, a large percentage of their products in France, as well as Asia and America. But anyway, they're a reasonable brand. If you ask top 10 manufacturers of this type of product, they'll usually come in there somewhere. Not the best, not the cheapest, but even so, they'll do for what I need, I hope. Right, so we've got two buckles here, and this is obviously so that you can reduce the size of it, but just initially we'll take them off. Now I use rucksacks a lot, and so I can tell that these are reasonably substantial buckles which should stand up to a bit of wear and tear. Same at the other side has just got an adjuster. Again, it feels quite well made. The canvas itself, having had a little feel, and I'm comparing this with rucksacks I've had in the past, and I have had a lot of rucksacks. It feels a good thickness. Okay, so what we're going to do next. So we've got the bottom here, we've got the wheels, we've got two legs there. There is the zip here, which we'll come to. If I look like I don't know what I'm doing, that's because I don't. Never seen one before. Seen the pictures, but never seen one. So I think the thing to do is work our way through it. Comes with a couple of handles here, which are going to be very handy for lifting it, throwing it about. We've got another handle on the top here, which is quite substantial, and we've got the press button here, slide out. Yeah, that feels nice. And you've got these strips on the back to protect it when it's lying flat. We'll pop that back in there for the moment. Comes with the TSA locking system on here, and as with the previous one, I'm guessing that 3 zeros will be the initial unlocking code. Yep, so that's unlocked that. So what we're going to do now is we'll just open the zips and see what happens. There we go. Okay, I've opened it up. We appear to have a small compartment here, which should be handy for popping something that you need accessible in. Maybe if you're not carrying your passport and documents on you, they would fit nicely in there. We've got a zip compartment here, which will open up. Yeah, that's got a reasonable sized compartment, not very deep compared to some suitcases. What I do like is most of these securing straps are attached to the top part of the case, which means that if you haven't filled it, it's loose. There's a gap between whatever you put in and the securing strap. This has been attached to the bottom of the case, meaning that whatever you put in, even if I was to just put one shirt in there, that would hold it in place. That's good, I like that. Let's take a look over the other side. I'm not expecting anything different, but it helps if you unzip the correct way, of course. Now this one, this side doesn't have a retaining strap, and it actually feels a little bit deeper. That might be because of the this side's got this protection base here, and it's got the handle in it. So this side actually feels a little bit deeper. Now, I don't know why, but maybe it's because they feel that they can't put a securing strap in here as safely as that one, but it doesn't have a security strap anyway, which I would have liked in there. So all this stuff that's in here is just going to flop about everywhere. You can't have everything, can you? Suitcases can be, and bags and rucksacks can be very individual, so it's very unlikely you'll get anybody who gets one and finds it's absolutely perfect for them. But what we have got is we've got another compartment here on the top. Now, and I'm hoping that somewhere there will be the instructions of how to set the code up. I'm imagining that once you've done one of these TSA locks, then they'll all be the same. It looks exactly like the one on our other luggage, so. But this, it has that rucksack feel to it. This is a very big compartment in here, and although there's no lock on it, it's easily accessible. I don't know if you can. No, it doesn't have the facility to be able to lock this one, so you won't want to be putting anything in there that you didn't want to lose. But yeah, very, very useful compartment that. And that's about it. It feels really nice, and so far, I mean, we haven't used it yet, I'm quite impressed with what's come. So what we need to do now is, I don't think there's anything else. On the Tourista I did, I actually missed a pocket. I was holding it at a funny angle, I didn't actually see the pocket. So, but I don't think there's anything else here that I've missed that I should have mentioned. No. So what we're going to do with this now is we're going to pack it and we're going to take it away down to the airport, and we're going to see what happens over the whole trip. And when we get back, we'll have a look at it and see what condition it's arrived back in, and hopefully it'll last for a few years. Nothing lasts for as long as they say. These come with a 30-year guarantee against excuse me, against manufacturing defects, but I don't think there's any baggage anywhere that could survive 30 years of regular travel and baggage handlers. So there we go. Can't blame the baggage handlers. They're under pressure to be as efficient as possible, which basically means work as fast as you can, as hard as you can, for less pay. Well, that's just me having a bitch. So yeah, so we'll get this packed and we'll take it to the airport and we'll see what the outcome is. Well, here we are, we're back. Not looking my best. Only had about 3 hours sleep. Got to do this before my wife emerges and wants to take all the dirty washing out. So we said we're going to take this on a little flight somewhere. It's actually been on 8 flights. 2 of them involved transits. So it's had quite a lot of manhandling from one airport to the other. I'll rip the luggage labels off just for the moment. We don't need them anymore. And going round it, I can't see any damage. I've been keeping an eye on this every time we've used it, and so far it has survived unscathed. The odd little scuff, but that's about all. So how did it do? Well, unless I find something untoward inside, I'm quite happy with it. These buckles on the outside are really useful for compressing the case into the size that you've filled it. Now, I didn't completely fill. I thought I had filled it, but it turns out I could have got a bit more in. Now, first thing I'm going to point out is one of the things I forgot to mention. in the last one was there is actually a handle on here as well to pick it up like a normal suitcase. So that's useful, as well as the two grab handles and the handle that's on this end here. I did mention this, if you wonder what the bit of string's for, it's so that I can identify this as mine should there be another one come down the conveyor belt at the airport. I kept thinking about, there's no security on this pouch, big pouch I showed you. What could I do with that? Well, what I did was, because I was coming back from a warm country, I thought maybe when I get off the plane it'd be a bit chilly in England and I might need just a little fleece to put on. So that's what I put in there. And that fitted in quite comfortably. As it happened, it was lovely and warm at 10 o'clock last night, so I didn't need it. Anyway, well, other than that, we've got the, turn it around for a minute, we've got the TSA locks on the end here, and they worked well, no problems there. I'm turning it back around this way for a reason, because when you open it, I want to make sure that the underside is the bit that's sitting on the ground, and this side is the one that I turn over. Now, I would advise, when you're manhandling this about, opening and closing it, this little connecting bit here, it's not very long and it feels substantial, but I'm not going to risk bending it around like this, so I'm very careful when I open it. And as for the packing, well, I'm not going to show you too closely because it's full of my dirty laundry, is this. But open up there, it worked really well. Got my wife's airbrush in there, not the sort of thing I normally use. Deodorant, which I sometimes use. Yeah, I know. I found I used one side mainly for packing the packed folded clothing, but that was this side. This side I tended to use for, did I or didn't I? I don't really know. No, this side I did use for the folded clothing. It's got a bit jumbled up with bits and pieces as we packed last minute to get down to the airport to come home. And what I found was that when you look here, there's a lip here and it goes all the way around the edge. And once you put your stuff in, you don't realise how much space you've got left. I mean, I put some sunglasses in a case underneath there. You don't realise how much space you've got left here in this section here to pack things around the edge, like my wife's brush. Now this compartment looked like it was overfilled because it's bulging up a little bit, but it wasn't the case. Oh, look at this, eh? Flipping, what's this, eh? Crocodile Dundee or what? So yeah, this side we used just for odds and sods. We've got shoes in there, bits and pieces, and I've got a first aid kit. I always take my first aid kit. You never know when you're going to need one. A bag here with all odds and sods of charging cables. And it all packed away very well. And even though it felt like it was full, I'll just close it up quickly. Sort of. You don't really want to see my smelly socks, do you? No. Everything compressed down nicely, and when it was folded over, very carefully again, fold it over so I don't damage that. When I came to tighten it up and compress it down, I still felt like I had a lot of room in there. The wheels still running smoothly, no damage there, and close that and look like it's a string. Oh. The zip has worked really well, considering it's not like a solid suitcase where you know it's lining up. And the grab handle here, your towing handle, very nice. I found that the two length adjustments were ideal for what I wanted. Might be something to do with my height. Maybe if you were a taller person you might find it a little bit short, but no, I'm quite happy with that. So all in all, 8 flights, 2 that involve transits. It's survived in one piece, it's done the job, and it's done the job very well. So at the end of the day, taking aside the criticism of the customer service at the beginning of the video, I'd say I'm reasonably happy with this, and I hope to get a lot more years service out of it. So yes, on this review I would recommend it if it's the type of thing you're looking for. So that's it for that one, and when I find something else to review we'll pop it on this channel. Meanwhile I'll go back to doing my Clarky's Adventure channel, and no doubt something that I buy for that will need a review, and I'll put it here. So we'll see you then.